So, hello and welcome to my next chess video. This time I show you the game between Komodo 13.01, the Monte Carlo tree search version, versus Monarch 1.7, and I let them play this opening position here. Of course, without opening book or table bases, and yeah. This is the Sicilian Grand Prix attack, which arises after the moves e4, c5, the Sicilian, knight c3, d6, and now the move f4. This is now the Sicilian. This is the characteristic. This f4 is the characteristic move of the Sicilian Grand Prix attack, and the first move played in this game and calculated as the best move by Komodo 13.01 with white. The Monte Carlo tree search version was the move d4, and Monarch calculated, this was the opening position I gave them, and Monarch calculated that c takes d4 is the best move. This comes with an attack towards the rook. This queen takes, which is of course played. Everything else won't make any sense. So queen takes d4, attacking the rook. So there is no time for knight c6 attacking the queen because the rook is hanging. So that's why knight f6 was played. Will be played probably. And then Komodo thinks the queen a4 check is a good move. What is after bishop d7? You could probably go queen b6 attacking the b pawn, but I'm not sure because well, queen c7 there maybe is knight b4 attacking the queen, and if bishop takes, then bishop takes check attacking the king, but then knight d7 followed by a6, but maybe bishop c4 then attacking f7. And how to defend f7? Yeah, probably with knight c5 attacking the queen, and the black's queen from c7 is defending. No, it's not, because there is a e-pawn. So let's work this out. Queen here. Queen c7, let's say. Knight here. Takes, check. Knight bd7 blocking. The e-pawn is also hanging. But I think that's not so important. Maybe it is. I'm not sure. Bishop here. Knight takes there. Bishop takes there. Check. King there. And now what? Now the attack seems to be over, and okay, black's king will remain in the center. That's a terrible thing by itself. And the knight here is pretty strong, but I think white's position here is better. So you kind of have to play the move e6, which is not so bad, but it's also not the greatest of all moves, and then this e-pawn is really hanging. There is no knight c3 defending it, so black can survive this probably. So that's why I don't think queen a4 check, because of bishop d7. I think... oh, queen f2 was played. After knight f6, queen f2. Yeah, it starts to prepare the move f5. After bishop g7, for example, f5. Or bishop g7 castles and then f5. Depends, but let's continue it normally. Bishop g7, bishop e3, most probably. Castles, and yeah, let's say knight c6 if black just puts normal development. It's more normal developing moves. Is bishop here a move? It is, but knight d2 is probably because you want to keep an eye on this f file. So that's why I wouldn't play knight f3. And then you can kick this bishop back. So knight here. Let's say rook there. a6, bishop d7, king b1. So now we have a normal position here, and this bishop g4 back is nonsense, because h3, white wants to play h3 anyway, so why not bishop d7 immediately? Knight d2 anyway, rook c8, and king f3, and now a3. Can you push with f5? Takes, queen here. Let's see, b5, b4, knight here. Okay, you cannot move the knight to that square, because then this pawn is defended twice, so you could probably, and you should probably take this, because otherwise the bishop comes to b6 attacking the queen. So takes, and now knight here I would prefer. And now, not sure, this pawn is probably this knight d5 is not so great. Probably knight a5 is better, preparing bishop to b6 here anyway, attacking the queen. And yeah, so I'm blocking the a pawn and not blocking in his own bishop. So let's just continue taking pawns. Why not? But not with a pawn. I would take it with a knight. g4 maybe. Bishop there. Let's say you ignore this. Or, I'm not sure, bishop here also looks interesting. Attacking the queen, queen has to go there. And now bishop here. Attacking the bishop, but then e5. But okay, this leaves that pawn slightly weak. So bishop here, f4, I'm not sure if... So let's say, okay, but you have to keep an eye on this fork. So let's say here, pawn here, bishop there. And now this pawn is hanging. Say queen here, trying to defend and attack, and I think black is surviving this. So, but we have anyway different moves, a different approach. We don't have bishop c4 in that position. Here we have we had queen f2, followed up with knight here, and bishop d3, followed up with queen a5. Pinning the knight, but now I would just go bishop d2. Could either go queen here or queen there, if you want, but why then queen a5 if you go to b6 anyway? So, but we don't have knight. Bishop d2, we had knight there. And now bishop d7, because bishop g4 doesn't make any sense, because there will be an h3 anyway at some point, attacking on the king side. But okay, there is this e4, f4 played, so maybe black wants to castle queen side. But let's see. Let's say bishop d7 castles and castles queen side. How can you punish this? Probably with bishop d2, king there, knight here. Where is the queen going? Can't use that spot, can't use that spot, this spot, this spot, this spot. Everything is taken, so the only square is that one. But then b3, and now you have the same problem. You could maybe go knight takes, attacking the queen. But still, takes. you're left with a piece down. So this doesn't work. So you have to move the queen. This square is taken, that square is taken, that square you could use. So this square or that square, but I think that square is not so great, because if you move... So let's do that. No. Let's again try this. Anyway, let's just leave it that way. Bishop here, then I think bishop there. No, then a4 is still... No, you cannot really trap the queen, but knight here is a nice move. With b3 and maybe c4 to follow. Okay, and if queen here, then you go bishop there, attacking the queen. And now the queen really doesn't have any squares. Can't go there, can't take this, can't go there, there. So then the queen is... Oh, it could go there, okay. This bishop takes here an idea. Followed up with queen there. Attacking the rook. So the rook goes here. Bishop there, threatening mate. So bishop here only move. Takes. Let's see it work though. Bishop here, bishop there. Knight takes here. So maybe this piece sacrifice is nice. Rook there. You can't afford... No, it doesn't matter. The rook doesn't matter that much. I think this position is lost for white, because here you take the bishop, and you cannot take back because of the mate on b7. And it's check also. Oh, you could take it with a knight though. Okay, not sure if this works. For white, this bishop takes a7, but it's a try. But okay, we had moves there. We had moves. Which moves did we had? Knight d2 was the last move I saw. And then bishop d7. Not castles. Is there a3 or something? a3, knight here attacking the bishop, and Komodo took it. And now queen takes a1. Attacking the... No, not attacking the bishop. But the queen now is really terrible placed. Let's see how this can be used. Maybe direct with some e5 idea. e5 threatens the knight. The knight can go there or there. Could go there attacking the queen. And if it goes there, then g4 traps the knight. So this is not possible because of that move, attacking the knight. So knight g4 was the follow-up. Queen here, takes, knight takes. So queen g3 I would do. Takes. No, not knight takes. Because the knight is not very well placed. e5 or castling. Let's say takes, bishop g7. Castles and bishop takes here, followed up with bishop there. To discovered attack on the queen and also attacking the bishop. So you can still not take this pawn. But what else to do? Okay, let's just castle. e6 you'd have to take with the bishop, but you kind of want to take with the bishop anyway. Let's say you go there, attacking the queen. Queen takes yet another pawn. takes, takes. And now what? Now what? That's the thing. Knight here looks interesting. If white just takes yet another pawn. Takes, takes. Okay, h3. This check is not really helping. You have to go there anyway. And then knight here attacking the bishop. And if you take this, then takes, takes. Going there, and queen here. Only square for the knight is that one. g4 is... Not sure if you can play g4, but okay, you can eliminate this knight because the pawn is pinned. So bishop takes, rook takes, for example. And now the unstoppable thing, queen here to there, will come and it's over. No, there is nothing for black to do in that position. So you cannot afford to take that knight. So you have to leave it. So you have to move the bishop. Let's say you move it to here. Then knight there, check. It's pinned. The pawn is pinned. So queen here. Queen there attacking the knight. The knight hasn't got any squares. So pawn takes knight. But you cannot take here because of queen takes there, check, discovered attack on the queen. So you probably have to move back. At least that's also not that bad of a move. Knight here. Could you? No, I think you have to go back. Knight here would still be a mistake because of the takes, takes. Oh, rook there, but first of all it's white's move. It's white's move. Queen here, going after that one. And that one. So let's say h3. No, this doesn't seem to be right. Queen here. There you at least have a perpetual, but I think this is just crushing. There is no defense, so you cannot go there. Don't really want to leave. So let's say rook here, because this rook wants to go on the g file. This one takes, knight takes, attacking the rook, rook goes there. Knight here threatening mate, so let's go here anyway. This also doesn't work because the pawn is pinned. The pawn is pinned. And it's a fork, so this also doesn't work. So you kind of have to take it. Knight takes, rook here. Now you could either go... I'm not sure. The thing is, also if the knight takes pawn attacking the rook, there is also this check again, which would pick up the knight. And white's king is pretty open. You can also first... you could probably play that move first, but then you have to worry about knight g5. So why not just capture the knight? This open g-file is free for black. Also, this knight now is under attack. Knight here check, rook there check, king here for example, and then queen there defends everything, pins the knight, and yeah, I think black is better there. So yeah, but anyway, we had different moves in the game. This doesn't work, this e5 immediately, but the rook exchange has been made. So queen here, this is the line, attacking the rook, and now e5. Takes, takes, yeah, probably takes, takes. And now where to go with the queen? If queen there, then bishop here. But then queen there attacking the rook. Rook here, no, rook here. Queen there check maybe, or bishop there check. It looks terrible. So takes, knight takes I would do. What would happen after this? Yeah, then that move. And if knight takes... No, wait. Pawn takes, queen here, bishop there. Why bishop here, letting this pawn drop? Bishop there is much better. Bishop there. Oh no, bishop there is not better because this check. Okay, you have to go there. So therefore, black should take with a knight. But this is a very hard position to play. Knight here, threatening this fork. Okay, rook there. Doesn't allow it. Because queen here doesn't work because the knight is covering f7. That's why bishop here is now possible and there is no queen takes f7. So knight takes will be played. Or bishop g7, this is also an idea. Instead of knight takes, bishop g7, just pinning this pawn. And if queen takes and bishop takes, attacking the queen and also h2. So the monarch is not stupid. So bishop g7 is a good move. Queen here, bishop there. Is there anything? Maybe that. But okay, you still have this. First of all, and now bishop there. Queen takes here. Rook there. Probably bishop here check. Yeah, this doesn't seem right. This doesn't seem okay. Where to go? If you go there, then you probably have problems due to bishop here. f3 doesn't work because wait a bit. This is immediately crushing because then the queen is au Prix and it doesn't really matter where to go with the king. If you go there, this check comes, followed up with taking there, and black can resign, so probably you still can take the pawn. Bishop takes. Queen here. Threatening mate. First of all, that move. King here. It's interesting though. Takes, rook takes, no. How to defend this? Bishop. But in the game, the move played in the game after bishop g7 was bishop here attacking the queen immediately. Okay, so where can the queen go? Queen takes b2. And now queen bishop c1. What? Komodo thinks about bishop c1. No, please don't play bishop c1. This doesn't make any sense to me. This is now immediately crushing. Because here there is a mate, so just take the pawn. Right? How to defend? Okay, probably bishop here defends. Is there a queen hunt possible? Takes. Okay, you could probably go back just. Attacking the rook. Okay, this doesn't work. So probably because of bishop f8. Yeah, probably because of bishop f8. But okay, we had queen takes d6 on the board, and now bishop f8 should be played. Bishop f8. Yeah, the king in the center is just bad. Right? What about the other exchange? Rook takes, bishop takes, pawn takes. king takes, bishop here check. Okay, it's a crossfire, so the bishop has to go, the king has to go there. Knight here. Queen here check, let's say. Knight here and checkmate. Right. This would be a nice finisher. Yeah, it's checkmate. No, it's not. King can go there. But after that move, no, it's still not checkmate. King can go there. So I think all this is not working. Probably it is. Bishop here should be made. No, it's not, because knight takes. Okay, so there is no queen sacrifice possible yet. But this is the current board position. Queen d5. Yeah, this is kind of normal. Now you'd have to go bishop d6 because, yeah, bishop d6, queen here, yeah, it's over. I think it's over for black. Queen d5 is just crushing the position. Queen d5, yeah, both engines giving this as a win for white already. So, yeah, it was a short game probably. It will be a short game. Because after queen d5, the position is resignable for black, but you had to play bishop f8. Yes, bishop g5 before was great. And now queen d5. f6 is probably also possible, but it doesn't really matter though. f6, probably take it even with a rook. Knight takes, bishop takes, attacking the rook. Rook has nowhere to go. But it's not about the rook. Doesn't matter. So let's say bishop takes here. Or bishop takes is also crushing. I think f6. Bishop takes, attacking the rook, but rook takes e takes f6 is also quite nice. Because it threatens f6. f7 mate is the threat now. So how do you actually defend against this? Knight here, you just snap it off. Okay, then this check. Okay, it leaves the bishop on Prix. And now this threat is coming. Followed up with that, so let's say you save the b pawn. And check. Cannot go in this direction, cannot put anything in front, so that move. And now queen here check. That move. Queen here check. That move. Rook takes bishop, and there still is not much to do. Yeah, black can give this check whenever he wants to, but it doesn't do anything. So he takes f6, but I think there is also a faster way to finish this. He takes f6 is probably, yeah, the move played in the game is also crushing. Probably the move played in the game was, yeah, we had this f6, and the move played in the game was this. Threatening queen here, followed by checkmate. If you take the bishop, for example, then check, king here. It's not immediately, or is it? Yeah, you can't go anywhere, you have to go there. Knight here check. No, knight here check doesn't work. What am I doing? Because then the knight can just be taken with check. So you still have to be a little bit careful. Don't play careless moves, so just take the pawn. What did we have? We have a desperate move here on the board. Queen takes b7, attacking the rook. This is normal, but this is... Oh, it's not. Because takes, then queen takes queen. So bishop check, queen here, and after that you have to give up the other rook as well. And then Queen here is a threat. No, you cannot take this because check. Could go there. You can't take the rook, by the way, because of queen here, and now you just can put things in front, and no, you have this move, so you could probably also take the rook, but then taking the bishop, threatening queen takes knight, but this check, not sure. King here leads to mate you to that move, so king here. I think everything is here winning for white, also my lines. I think you cannot take the rook, because even easier is probably queen c4 immediate, bishop c4 immediately. If you get one of the dark squares, then bishop here would come, and I'm not sure how to finish this. Actually, if you go on this dark square, then this is a mate. If you go on this dark square, then this is mate. And if you block with the bishop, then you probably... Yeah, you go queen here, check. If you go... Doesn't really matter. If you go there, then bishop here, check. Wins the house. Bishop there. And this check does nothing because you can block with the knight and there is no way of saving this. So, a lot of things to consider. So we had this bishop c5 check, king h1, and not knight f2 because this loses in all the variations. So there, let's go there. This one, attacking the rook. Okay, let's say knight. Rook takes. Oh, queen here, check. Knight here, bishop there. Threatening mate. Threatening mate. Knight here just saves the day for white. This is also winning in all the variations, but we had probably winning in all the variations. King h1, rook d8, and queen back to d5, going on to this long diagonal. Because my move after king h1, rook d8, and bishop takes f6, yeah, probably can castle. This is the problem. Probably, I don't know if this is a problem. Check. Or not even this check. I think this check is even more bad, is even worse for black. This one. And now taking there. Knight takes, check. Queen here. Bishop takes. Yeah, okay, if king takes, then check, and this will leave black in a terrible situation. There is also always this knight back to d2. It's just a terrible position. So, but we had queen d5 here. No, not here. After rook d8, queen d5, and now we have knight here. Of course, you have to take it. Rook takes f2. Queen a1 check. knight d2 or knight. Give me one check. Knight c1 is the preferred move. Okay, now you cannot take the bishop because queen here is an instant mate, so you still cannot take the bishop, and the bishop is covering the knight. So you have to take the bishop. Now you're threatening pawn takes bishop, followed up with queen takes knight. But I think it's just too late. Little too late. Because queen c, bishop c4, instant kill. Instant overkill. There is now nothing to do for black. Black could go there, defend against the mate. But then pawn takes, again threatening this mate. For example, this check, you have to take it, and then queen here, checkmate. I think this is leading to disaster. To survive this for a little longer, you have to give up a lot of material. But okay, we had bishop takes rook here in that position instead of rook a1. Bishop takes rook. And now e takes f6. Yeah, this is a nice move. You could also argue for... What? E takes f6? Yeah. You could also argue for that move first. And only then e takes f6, but I think it's the same. It's the same after queen a1 check. Knight here. Yeah. Just blocking, and now there is no defense against the pawn check. Yeah, king in the center is terrible. Queen d5, knight here, rook takes, bishop takes, and bishop c4 wins, or e takes f6 wins. Back to d1. Bishop c4, why isn't this not just instantly crushing? Can white miraculously save this? Not sure, but e takes f6 is just nice also. For example, a random move taking the b pawn would lead to an instant mate also, because you have to go there and then bishop here is checkmate. No, it's not. King can go there, but this might lead to a mate. No, it doesn't. Queen here is fine defensive move, but you'd lose a lot of material there. For example, this there knight here forks the pieces. Okay, you have to be careful here though, because queen here is a final blow for black in both directions. Here you can take the queen and win, or you take the knight and it's an instant mate. So you have to be careful. So queen b2, 7 there. How to win this fast? How to win this fast? Queen here, check, check, bishop there. It's not so clear. Knight here, rook takes, pawn takes, and queen here is... What the heck? Knight here, giving up a knight. Is this crushing? Yeah, well it is, but everything is crushing, but... Okay, we had e takes f6, followed up with not taking the pawn, but queen here, and I don't really understand why knight c1 is played. Probably to get this queen off of this diagonal. Oh! Knight here, and then knight there. Because now the threat is queen here check, followed up with mate. So the queen has to go back. Taking the pawn would lead to check. Pawn here, bishop c4. No, taking b4 is a wise thing to do. New variation. Queen here, check. Queen there. Oh, doesn't quite work because bishop c4 is an instant kill. Also because if you take the bishop, then queen here, check. King there and queen here, mate. So, okay, knight c2. You cannot take the pawn. You cannot take the pawn, but what about queen here defending? Then this one comes. Queen here, check. Taking the pawn would be probably disastrous. Yeah, only square is that one, and then bishop c4 is killing again. So, going there. Then queen here, there, and bishop here is mate. Yeah, it's mate in all the variations. If you take this knight, then you're just too slow. You cannot take this knight. That's why rook here was played. You have to keep an eye on this e5 square. Let's see. Knight c3, blocking in the queen. So now queen here again is a threat. So yeah, there is no defense now. Queen d4 is the best. Black gives bishop d4 now, but you just take it and you have the same problems. No, now you can go king here. Don't think you can. This check. You have nowhere to go. If you go back, then this will be a mate. So bishop there. But then queen here attacking the bishop, and if the bishop takes a pawn, then check. And this threatening mate. And if you do that, defending, then this rook is hanging. So this is very complicated. It's fine. Bishop e6. You cannot take the a7 pawn. This would be instant disaster for black, because the queen is still defending a7, but queen d4. Not sure if this helps. Knight takes. No, knight takes doesn't work because here you can take the queen. So defending this, yeah, bishop d4 is a nice defensive option. I wouldn't take the bishop. I would go bishop c4 or f7. No, bishop c4 I would go probably. But we have this f7, okay. Rook takes f7. The only move. This is fast. Of course. Now queen here threatens this check. Rook there and bishop there. There is no mate because the bishop is covering f2, f1. So yeah. Queen a1 check. Rook. Okay, let's play a random move. Well, black can only play random moves now. So let's play a3 just to see this. Rook there, check. King here, check. King there. And again this move wins because it threatens mate, and after this they only square this because the bishop is covering f1 and the queen is so terribly placed. So, bishop c4. Bishop c4 is also nice, but maybe it's faster bishop c4 now. Yeah, bishop c4 threatens mate. Oh, rook takes, bishop c4 threatens the rook. So the rook has to go back. And now taking the knight, threatening queen d5, e5 check, followed up with mate, and don't see any defense against this. Yeah, king in the center without any pawns in front of him. This is terrible. Materialist force in black's favor, but there is just nothing to go for here. Queen c4, rook f8, and queen takes d4, followed up with queen a6. Okay, so takes, bishop c4, rook here, rook there, and queen a6. Okay, it's defense e3, so that after this, taking with the bishop. Okay, now, no, you can't do that because there is this mate. So, bishop here, but this one attacking the queen. No, queen a6 just loses the queen instantly. So what is this? Queen a6 is given by Monarch here, because there is nothing else. You have to be prepared for doesn't help you. You just take the queen, and after if you move the bishop here, then you get mated. I'm not sure. White has to be careful as well. Taking the queen. Bishop d6 attacks it, but this one, there is now only one square. Or you can block it also. But then bishop takes, and queen here check. Again leads to something bad for the black pieces. Bishop here immediately doesn't work because you first have to, yeah, but you just queen up. This is just enough, because if that, then you can just even take this and you be up so much material. But okay, black survived somehow. But here the only other square, if this, then that, and the f1 square is still covered. So it doesn't work. If this one immediately, then queen here check, bishop there, the f1 square is covered, so check here, check there, check there, check there. This is mate. Nowhere to go, so only move is this, and then it's mate. So queen a6. No, it should all lead to mate. Queen a6 is just, what the heck happened in that? So after this check, we had this is just so terrible. Everything falls apart here. Hasn't Komodo figured out a mate there, but I think it will be over soon. Bishop here. Queen a1 check is just picking up another rook. Oh, you can just take the rook immediately. Taking the rook, and it's gonna be a mate. Queen takes d8, king f7. Yeah. Okay, this position somehow arises after. Okay, queen here, and pawn here, rook there, pawn there, somehow something like that. Bishop takes. I'm not sure how this position arises, but it doesn't really matter. It's over. There is nothing to analyze anymore. And now it's a mate in 2 via bishop bishop h6, just a queen takes h6. It doesn't matter. Mopping up black's pieces or playing. I will be fair and play bishop h6 because then white can't do anything. Yeah, bishop h6, bishop here, and now it's a mate in one. You can choose queen g7, queen f8, and it's over. Okay, let's go through that game a little bit. But with a stockfish engine. Quite nice game, quite nice attack here. Okay, let's cover this a little bit. First of all, going there, going there, going there to see everything. Then engines, a lot of engines, probably most of them is stockfish. So Monte Carlo tree search, put it away. And let's ask the stockfish engine what's good in that game. And let's see, analysis, opening, yeah, d4. So let's first of all put on the live book. We have e4, c5, knight c3, d6, f4, g6, knight d4 is the second most played move here. Knight f3 is the first move. d4, but knight f3 is by far the most theoretical move here. But this he takes, queen takes, knight f6, only move, e5 immediately. e5 immediately. What did we have in the game? In the game we had knight c6, queen. After knight f6 we had queen f2. Live book. Queen f2 is a new move in that position. Before e5 was played. Dogfish is for bishop d3, which is 16 times played according to my book. But queen f2 is also good. Bishop g7 should be played here. And now bishop d3, knight f3, castles, castles, e5. No, wait, this is all bullshit. This is all bullshit, so let's put that away. Variation delete. So queen f2 is, according to my database, a new move, queen f2. So here, before we had the move e5, live book, there was e5, bishop d3 on knight f3. So let's go over e5 here in that position. e5, knight c6 attacking the queen, bishop here, pinning, takes, king takes, pawn takes, knight takes. Okay, this loses a pawn. Somehow. Should still be even. Evenish position. So it's kind of playable. This is the theoretical move here. Queen f2 is also nice. We had knight c6. And now bishop d3. Queen a5. Knight d2. Bishop d7. a3. And still knight b4. And now a takes b4. Queen takes a1. And castles. Followed up with knight g4. This is a mistake. Queen here attacking the rook. e5. F takes e. Bishop g7, d takes e4. Everything seems to be bad here. But bishop here. Bishop g5 is instant crush. Also queen takes d6. But bishop here is good. Queen takes there. And queen takes d6. And now the only move to slightly stay in the game is bishop f8. And now queen d5 again. f6. What was my idea here to defend? Yeah, bishop to here. But no, this is not working. New variation is made in 2 because of bishop b4. And now you have to go back, and now queen here is mate. So I spotted this also. So f3 is, f6 is the move. Queen takes b2. Also b7, also possible is e takes f6. Of course, there are many ways to win, as I mentioned here. Bishop there, king h1, rook d8, queen back to d5, queen takes b4, knight f2 is... but everything loses here. E takes f6, check, knight here, knight b1 is a good move, because after takes, there is now no defense anymore against the coming mate. Mate in 14 announced, mate in 8 announced, knight here, bishop d4, f6, check, check, rook takes, pawn takes, check, check, and mate. So this is the other line, but everything loses here. f6, rook takes, it's a mate in 8, bishop c4, rook f8, queen here threatens mate. So rook f7 was played, and now queen takes d4. Don't understand this in between move with queen here. Why not take the bishop immediately? Oh, to put the bishop there to threaten, to threaten this check now. Rook here giving up. Rook, yeah, and this rest is history. Okay, thanks for watching, and see you next time. Ciao.